Good afternoon. Thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah. I come as a friend. I have transferred my allegiance, if you didn't know it already, from higher ed to K-12, and I did that 2 or 3 years ago, about the time I first had contact with Education Colaborative, and I also, I don't know if you know, I am the president of the ACLU of Nevada, and we are going to try to do whatever is possible to deal with a situation in this state which has gotten us in the situation that we are in right now. We're starting to see, for example, lawsuits that are being developed. They won't necessarily be against the county. They're more likely to be against the state. We're starting to see lawsuits on putting money, states not putting money into English as a second language. That's happening in Arizona. We're seeing lawsuits on adequacy of education, one new one in Florida as far as this is concerned. Business as usual is not going to change this situation. I was in Clark County yesterday. I serve on a state advisory committee on criminal justice, and we learned that the governor has indicated to the state agencies, including the Department of Corrections, a net 13% cut in absolute dollars for their next biennial budget. And it is the most dismal fiscal news that I have heard in my 42 years of dealing with state government in Nevada. You have a formula, and you know more about your legal right to your funding, but it's going to be an uphill battle, even for staying even as far as this is concerned. We're trying with the Advisory Committee on Criminal Justice to cut prison beds, and that is beginning to happen. But that obviously isn't going to happen in the area that we do. When I looked at these numbers, I really am. What struck me the most was on my chart on the ethnic elements, and it's both parts of it. It's the Asians and the whites at 63 to 66%, and it is the poorer minorities at 36 to 44%. And they both are a sad story as far as this is concerned, because, you know, we always assumed that the white would be and the Asian would be significantly larger than that, and we had no idea that the Hispanic, African American, and American Indian was as low as 36, 37, and 44%. I think that we need to think about some radical approaches. Advocacy has been talking about, you know, let's look carefully at these numbers, what Ann was talking about. And by the way, I have never worked with anybody I am more impressed with than Ann Loring, and in terms of the work that we've been doing with Education Collaborative. I've met nobody at the university, nobody in 40 years at the university I have more admiration for than Ann in terms of bringing what she brings to the table in this kind of thing. I think we can get somewhere in terms of breaking down, you know, the credits and everything, but we went away from that meeting on criminal justice so discouraged yesterday. The idea we're doing 10% of the substance abuse in the prisons that needs to be done, and we're facing a 13% cut in absolute dollars in this kind of thing. It was so. And I don't know how much more we're going to do here. It's about taxes. It's about we know there's tax issues in the air as far as that. I read the articles today as far as this is concerned. It's possibly about lawsuits. Nothing happens in the prison area without a lawsuit. Nothing of significance happens in the prison area. They just added $7 billion to the prison medical and mental health budget in California because of lawsuits. As far as this, I'm just saying to you, think radically. We're not your adversary. We have a growing legal staff. When we do something, I want to do it. I hope we'll do it together in some respects. I hope that as we think about the kind of issues that are about resources, business as usual is not working in Nevada. We've gone from about 25th to 45th. As I've written again and again in my op-ed articles, it's going to go to 48th or 49th. In the next biennium. We all agreed yesterday's criminal justice meeting. Next biennium is the worst biennium fiscally in the history of Nevada, at least going back 40 or 50 years. That's what we're facing. Do you ever remember cutting back $13% in absolute dollars? Now, you may get away with better than that because you're a legal thing. So I've said enough. These are the things on my mind, and I hope it'll continue to start a conversation. And I certainly don't want to criticize what you're trying to do. And Education Colaborative has been a fabulous experience for me to be part of. Thank you.